Okay, so you can see I've virtually finished the boat. This is an OMC Prince Craft 495, which you know, and you see from the previous photographs that you'll have to refer back to that of some of the things I've done. You can see I've got a bow roller on the starboard side of the transom. That's for hauling up the rear anchor. My Yamaha 25 horse. I've also put a Mariner 4 horse on, auxiliary engine, and because the Mariner is a 4-stroke and the Yamaha is oil injection, I just need to carry some normal unleaded as a backup. Right, there's actually 10 rod holders. For actual fishing, and I'll just get in the boat and we'll start from the stern, working forward, always going forwards and upwards. Right, and as you can see, I've actually plated the stern as a casting deck and made some compartments. That's actually my drogue in there. The petrol tank is in there. In this one there's a small spare petrol tank and more room to put stuff in. And under here I've got the anchor, rear anchor rope and chain. I'm not too happy about this setup for the back yet. I need somehow to keep the anchor out the way, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. I've actually put one of these seats in the rear. That's just when I want to get the Bacardi and Coke out and it's sunny. Right, you remember at oh well, hang on, I just need to tell you that I've actually got an electric bilge pump in there plus a manual bilge pump, which actually takes the water and throws it out from this side. You can't actually see it because of the dock. Remember the previous photographs of some boxes that's on the floor? Well, what I actually did, some of them are completely open and some have actually got a live bait well in. So what I actually did was cut 2 of them up, cut a hole in this rear seat, which I've actually, as you know, moved forward move back a little bit. And what I actually did was cut the boxes up, and that's going to be my live bait, sorry, that's going to be my lure storage when I get some more tubing, using the white square down Pike tubing. But when I've got enough, I can fill that up and carry on my lures. And this other one is actually a live bait well, and you can see the drain away there, plus there's the bung that goes in. But I can also, if I've not got any live baits, I can use it as a storage. Right, I've actually fitted the floor, as you can see, and put some of this honeycomb rubber, because aluminium is very slippy. Even, you know, if it's a bit moist, it's very slippy depending on your footwear. I've got 5 rod holders there for when I'm travelling, moving along, and you can actually see there's 2 little rubber doodads there, and that they have to hold this, which is actually goes in there with a Gardner camera adapter on, so I can take photographs, but that will actually clip into those little retaining things there. Also, I've got, just move forward a bit, 2 more here, so I can do self-tape from this side. Right, you've seen from the previous photographs the white supports for the cover, where they're actually fitted in here and here. You can't just see the other one. Moving on one of the photographs you'll see that there's actually a lure retaining bracket, I don't know what you call, or rack or whatever. Well, when I cut this middle seat out completely, I was just about to cut the frame out, which is the supporting frame there, as you can see that. So I thought, well, that's a good idea about the lure rack. So what I did, just drill some extra holes in, and I can hang my lures from there, and I've put some vinyl square things on there to protect the point of the hook. Also, this is from an old rod holders. I've put that in there as well, so that to hold my knives, tools, because you need everything at hand, so all my sort of things can go there. Also, the same on this side, and again, you have to excuse me, I'm trying to hold end point, you know. That's to hold my lures as well, and also another rack there. Also, you'll notice that this little black thing, this is actually for my anchor light, which, give me a second. And that sort of fits down there. So that's my anchor light. You have to excuse if it goes a bit dark. But what I actually did as well, I'll just take it off so you can see it a bit better. When because you obviously need the stern light for when you're moving as well, what I actually did was got a little bit of a plastic thing. 1 second. So that's the actual stern light, which is a white light, anchor light, which is a white light all the way around. And what I actually did, we've got this little plastic thing, cut a hole in it, as you can see there, covered it with tape because you could see through it, and I can put that on the anchor light with the cut out aperture facing the rear, and then I've got a stern light for when I'm moving. So I'll just put that on there for a second. Right, you're perhaps wondering what this aluminium box section is here. Well, I don't like anchors on the floor, because for the simple reason you can soon fall over them. So what I did, this box section, and the actual anchor clips in that and keeps it out the way, and so it's safe out the way. I might have to devise some type of box, because obviously you get mud and everything on your anchor and it'll hang down, and I don't know yet. Something I'm going to have to play with and think about. So I'll just get that out of the way for a second. Another thing I wanted to show you is I have these Lindy marker buoys that you can just throw over the side, and you know, in the depth you want to fish. But because I actually have 2 boats and I didn't want to buy another set, what I actually did, you just give me a second. I actually put Velcro on the box and on the back, so I can just rip it off or whatever and transfer it to my other boat. So that fits there, it's quite sturdy. So when I'm actually moving along, if I want to marker something I've gone over, I can just put my hand round the back, grab a bar and chuck it over the side. Right, I've got more rod holders there for when I'm moving about, and as I said, some of the boxes were open. What I mean is that there's nothing inside, and what I actually did with one of them that was actually a live bait well, I fitted it in here, because there used to be 2 seats here. There was one actually here, there was one here and one here. So what I did, I moved this seat, which is a cross seat, completely across, up to here to give me more room basically. So what I did with the port side one, my battery sits in there, it's tied down, that's the junction box, and I hope you can see that. That's my switches, that controls the electric bilge pump, the anchor light and separate running lights. So all I do is put the anchor light and the running light on when I'm actually moving. Okay, one of my friends actually gave me this seat. I'm not too happy with it. I've just had a little go in the boat, and you tend to slide about a lot, whether it's the clothing or the vinyl is very slippy, so I may get another one of these. I actually have one which is a camo one, so I mean they're self-explanatory, but as I say, they are on swivels, and so is this one. So I may change that. It's very, very slippy. But what I actually did, as I said, some of the boxes are open and not enclosed like live bait wells. You can see on this box that normally the hinge opens that way. So what I did, I turned the hinge round and turned the actual lid round, and that comes up, and I've got my front anchor rope and chain in there. Had to cut a little slit out there, as you can see, for when the lid's closed, but that's no problem. And you can see my anchor rope there, but also I have, I'm not going to get it out, but basically I have a slip line so I can retrieve the anchor from the side. And these plastic bits here, the white plastic tubing, to just protect the aluminium while I'm hauling the anchor up. And you can actually see on the anchor rope here that I've got two pieces of insulation tape, one there and one there. The first one, when that sort of appears above the water, I know I've not got far to go then before I actually hit the second one. When the second one appears, I know then it's time to lift the anchor in, because if it's mucky water you can't always see, and you don't want to smash the bottom of your boat with your anchor rope, or your anchor I should say. Okay, right, what I actually did, I hadn't got the proper lever for the controls, so I had to make a bracket, and the lever sits on the outside. It should be really on the inside, but it means more cost at the end of the day. As you can see, this green conduit here, which I've painted, has all the wiring in. Originally on the other boat I put the wiring under the floor, but I didn't want to do that now in case anything happened and I had to strip the wiring out. You never know. Belt and braces really. The white one I've got to paint, but that actually goes under there, and it controls my spotlight, which just clips on there, and then there's connections inside the actual helm box that I can clip my depth sounder to, or whatever I'm going to fit. I've not actually got one yet. Well, I have, but not the one for here. I've got a different one. Fire extinguishers there, which is self-explanatory. Compass, I like a compass. Also, here is my running light, and that again fits in there. And so when I'm moving about at night time, I've got warning lights for everybody. So just stick this out of the way. Right, I come to forward. It's a homemade Cratsville cuddy. It's a little